Donald Trump's final pitch to the American people is complicated, obviously, and we've been covering a lot of different facets of it. But one that he keeps coming around to is that he alone, amongst all politicians effectively in America, is the one whose brain is working good. So first of all, you need to know that he has been repeatedly saying, I say thank you. He's been repeatedly saying that Joe Biden is mentally shot. That's a refrain that he's come back to multiple times at rallies on the campaign trail. He's called him a dumb guy. And just recently, he was interviewed by Stuart Varney this morning. He was asked about the possibility of some sort of second stimulus being passed. And he was asked, what about Nancy Pelosi? What do you think about her negotiating strategy? And he said about her, she's got a lot of problems. She's got a lot of mental problems, and it's gonna be very hard to do anything with her. So I get the message. Joe Biden is mentally shot. She's got mental problems. Only Donald Trump has got it together. And I'd like to demonstrate how together he is. Here is a video of the president trying to pronounce the word Burisma.
8 months after his alleged meeting with the Burmese executives. So this Burmese, they say, pronounce it Burmese, a real beautiful company.
So I don't know which part is better, the multiple swings and misses to pronounce Burisma, or it's so infested his brain that he said and visa at some point. Like he had no idea what was going on. And there's two explanations for it. Neither really good for Donald Trump. And one is that despite the fact that Fox News has been talking about Burisma pretty much nonstop for over a year, and he's been watching Fox News nonstop for pretty much over a year, he can't remember the name of the company that supposedly is at the heart of one of the largest political scandals of this entire presidential election. Or it's that he does know what the name is, but he can't actually form the word in his mind. And so he does the thing that you just saw there that he's done many times. You've seen this at rallies. When he can't pronounce something, he tries to spin an explanation as to why he can't pronounce it. That someone was telling him to pronounce it a certain way, even though even in his story, they're telling him to pronounce it incorrectly. The actual answer is very simple. He's kind of losing it a little bit, whether from the various medications he's on for coronavirus or the fact that he's getting up in years. And that's fine. I'm going to fall apart way earlier than my mid-70s, but I'm probably not going to spend the years leading up to that talking about how literally everyone else's brain is melting. Now, joining us now to comment on this and other news, Gary Chambers Jr., welcome back to the Damage Report.
What's up, brother? Good to be with you.
Glad to have you back. Excited to talk about a number of different news stories. I don't know if you were able to hear that video of the president having a little bit of trouble getting his thoughts together, getting a word from his brain to his mouth. But what do you think about him lashing out at Joe Biden, Nancy Pelosi, pretty much everyone saying that they've mentally lost it, they've got mental problems?
I mean, let's be clear. This guy has more mental issues than any of the people he mentions, right? He consistently says inflammatory things. We know he doesn't read, okay? Like we know he doesn't read. And that's why he can't pronounce the words, because he's not even taking the time to digest the information. He's just like a dude who sits in front of the TV who happens to be president, right? What is it called, executive time? He gets to go and just watch the news for hours and hours. And so, he's just a regurgitation of Fox News consistently. And Trump has been off his rocker from the beginning. But what we have seen from conservatives is they will excuse anything he does as long as he carries out their wishes, like this Supreme Court nominee, right? As long as you're gonna pack the court, as long as you're going to rape the American people with taxes, yeah, sure, we'll keep him here, right? As long as we're not doing anything for poor people and helping the least of these, then, I don't care if he says racist, inflammatory things. I don't care if he can't actually pronounce the names of the words that he says. I don't care, right? Because he's serving my interests. And that's the sad part about it all is, they know he's crazy. They know he's off his rocker, but he does what they want him to do.
Yeah, I would say that's one of the sad parts of all of this. There's a lot. There's so many sad parts of this. But again, welcome back to the show. I saw that the Twitch chat absolutely exploded as soon as your face came on screen. So that's awesome. Yeah, he's, as you said, he's regurgitating what he hears on Fox News, but he's not even really committed to it. Like, we talked on the show yesterday about the Fox cinematic universe, that they have all of these stories that only if you don't watch Fox, you have no idea what they're talking about. And like, I'm really into the Marvel Cinematic Universe, but I can pronounce Asgard. I know what Wakanda is. Like, you actually commit to it if you're gonna be obsessed with these things, but he can't actually do that. And so this was a little bit before you came on the show, but I basically said that we're gonna start today's show with Trump, him lashing out insanely at his political opponents. That's sort of what he's got in his campaign. And we're gonna have Joe Biden's sort of a summary of his campaign a little bit later. But like, he's attacking people as mentally shot. He was just on Stuart Varney and he attacked Gretchen Whitmer as saying she wants to be a dictator. So if people are just tuning in to news and they've been out for a few weeks, there was a gang of domestic terrorists that wanted to kidnap her because she was a tyrant, in their words. And what does Trump do after he finds out about that? He says she has to open up. She wants to be the dictator in Michigan. The people can't stand her. She was the target of a militia plot a week ago, and he's demonizing her in the language of the militia. And so I guess the question I have to you, Gary, is considering the trouble he's having in the polls, is doubling down on this sort of thing, is this gonna work? Is his base all he's got? Should we fear that this actually will be successful?
So I don't trust the polls in like a very serious moment in American history. I do not trust the polls. I think that the racists who support Trump will lie to a pollster in a heartbeat because he was down in the polls in 2016. And so I think he is feeding to his base. I think that he is well aware of what he's doing and that Trump is going after the people who are most attentive to that bigotry, right? Because he needs them to show up. And so leading up to this election, I think he's gonna get worse. I think he's going to be more inflammatory. I don't know why anybody's even surprised, right? That he's taken this position with the governor up there, right? Because she has been very vocal against him, right? And for anybody who is willing to dare challenge him, you're an enemy, right? And he is going to side with anybody who's supportive of him. He doesn't care how racist they are or how bigoted they are. The only time he's ever going to half-heartedly condemn anybody is when he's on the hot seat, and he's still not going to do it because that's his base.
Yeah, he'll generally at that point, he'll claim to not know who they are. Like if it's David Duke or something.
Folks, those militia folks, those are Trump supporters. That is his core, right? And to all of the traditional conservative Republicans, right? They represent you too. Those are now your cousins, okay? They are now your cousins, thanks to Daddy Trump.
For more political news breakdowns, interviews, stories of activism, and me trying my hardest to care about the occasional big celebrity news story, subscribe to our YouTube channel at youtube.com/The Damage Report. And you can ring the bell wherever it is so you don't miss anything.